This is how you mix the homeopathic for 6-Fix and ozone. We have your lymphomycete, we have your zeal, we have your Ingolstadt, and we have your Traumel. Here I have an ampule of each homeopathic. Each ampule is about 1 cc per ampule. You're going to take an empty bottle, and I've already written homeopathic, zeal, lymphomycete, Traumel. You take a cotton ball, you take some alcohol, and this is important to do to keep the bottle sterilized. You wipe the bottle down. I have my 20 cc syringe. I use a 23 gauge to draw up each ampule. Each ampule is filled with their homeopathic. Here, there's still some liquid at the top. There's a blue dot, and you can either tap it and the fluid goes down, or you can tap the blue dot again with your finger. You can flip it, or you can just tap it. As long as you get the fluid to go down. You look for the blue dot, you tap it. This one has a yellow dot, but it's the same. Or you tap it. Okay. Now, to break the ampule, you break it at the dot. So you hold it in your non-dominant hand and you just pop it off at the dot. I take the 23 gauge syringe and I draw it up. Be very careful with the glass. I take the second homeopathic, and once again at the dot, non-dominant hand, and I put a little bit of pressure on the blue dot, and I just pop it. I draw it up in the same syringe. I push the syringe up and let the air out. Blue dot, non-dominant hand, pop it at the dot. Once again, I draw it up. I push the air out. One more homeopathic. blue dot. Okay, push it up. And those are all your homeopathics. Put the cap back on. Now I'm going to draw up the procaine and the hydrocobalamin, or you can use methylcobalamin. Both are B12s. I'm going to take my cotton ball, my alcohol. I wipe the top so it can be sterilized. I take my syringe with my homeopathics, and I'm going to draw up 1 cc of procaine. It's 1 cc of procaine, 2%. Now I'm going to draw up the hydrocobalamin or the methylcobalamin, as long as you're using B12. I'm going to draw up the 1 cc. I'm going to slowly draw it up, making sure that it doesn't go back into the bottle. And once again, I release the air and tap it for no bubbles. This time, I'm going to take my empty container, my empty bottle, glass bottle. Now that I've mixed it together, I'm going to clean the bottle, sterilize it, and I'm going to insert the needle. And this time I'm going to push in all the homeopathics, the procaine, and the B12. And this is where I will store the 6 fix for future use. Wipe the bottle. Spin it a little bit. Then you'll take your 5 cc syringe. Now in our office we use a 27 gauge to administer the 6 fix. Some patients or some doctors prefer the 30 gauge, which is a thinner gauge. We like to use the 27. Once again, I loosen the syringe. I put the 27 gauge on the syringe. I clean the bottle. And then insert it. And I usually do 1 cc to anywhere from 1 to 2 cc's. I'm going to do 1.5. I close it. And this is your 1.5 cc. of the 6 fix. Once it's drawn up, you can put it in the refrigerator and keep it until you're ready to use it. Okay, thank you. That's how you draw up the 6 fix.